Hey guys. So I'm sure some of y'all are wondering, where have you been? And I'm gonna tell you. So I thought that I was better, and I decided to go ahead and buy me a ton of goats because I want to get into homesteading and be a full-time homesteader and not just a hobbyist. And since we bought babies, if you don't know, babies are a lot more fragile than full-grown goats. So we have been doctoring up some of our goats because they got coccidiosis, which is a common parasite in goats. Typically they have it, but they don't tend to have an overload of it. And ours just happened to, so I'm making a concoction for them right now in order to treat them. And I am giving them some herbs to soothe their stomach, and then some olive leaf and echinacea, and all of these are helping treat the coccidiosis naturally. And I'm gonna put some yogurt in here, and this is homemade yogurt from from some organic milk that we actually bought. And I'm treating 5 goats, so I'm putting 5 spoonfuls of yogurt in here, but that's not it. Here is some apple cider vinegar and some colloidal silver. So in the process of buying these goats and caring for them, I had a flare-up, but honestly, I thought I was gonna quit YouTube and start running a homestead and making money. Here, I make a little bit of money on YouTube, not much guys, like literally $70 a month and a little over 100 sometimes. It varies, it's nothing. We're here, like I said, if I could invest into my homestead, I could up my game and bring in a little more income on the homestead. And that was my goal, but then I had a flare up, and because I had a flare up, I was like, I'm not done with YouTube because I want to keep documenting some of this stuff to help people and to be able to go back and look at what I've been dealing with and whatnot. And so I'm here because, like I said, I had a flare up, and I will go into more detail about my flare up and kind of what I'm dealing with after we are done feeding these baby goats. I get the little.
Yep. She gets the big one that does not say formula, okay? She gets the formula bottle.
Well, with all the energy that I've had lately, I've just wanted to do a lot of things before that I couldn't do because I didn't have the energy, and now that I have it, I have the opportunity to do it, and so I'm trying to do as much things as I want to and can. So, I mean, right now I am dyeing some sheets that a friend gave me with some coffee. So like I said before, things were going really good. I was doing really good, and I had also stopped YouTubing because my son was sick too, and I was really focused on treating him and helping him get better, and he's doing really, really good as well. He went from 78 pounds to now I think 103 pounds, and that's just been in the past couple of months. He's also had a growth spurt, and if you go back to where he started when he was sick, he had gastritis and GERD, and he was losing a ton of weight, and we were able to overcome that. I haven't retested him like I want to, but that's pretty much where I have been, is, you know, just trying to do things around the homestead, inside the house, things that I couldn't do before. I'm trying to do them now and getting the house caught up to where I would like it to be, making sure it's clean, making sure the homeschooling is done. And I did acquire 2 sheep as well. And then I also got a mini tractor and tiller, and I would like to till the property to have a really big garden this next season. I just have a ton of intentions on trying to pursue homesteading as a full-time thing that's going to bring in income. I also am doing some things on the side to generate some income in order to acquire the animals that I would like to acquire. I am redoing furniture and selling it, and also possibly building some things just to sell them because I do like to work with wood and with my hands. Hopefully that goes really well. And also like cooking in the house, changing our diet here and there in order to accommodate our symptoms and things that we struggle with has also been very time consuming, because I went from a complete vegetarian to eating the exact opposite, which ended up being carnivore. And then we went to the Maker's diet, and that was really good. However, we're still seeing some inflammation in my son, and so I have put him on the carnivore diet, and I'm doing it too with him in order to be an encouragement. And that does mess with me, you know, physically, emotionally, and everything, because I miss carbs. I have carbs now, and I'm going to be going through withdrawals. And I have mild inflammation. I told you that I had a flare up, and so my flare ups tend to come with my cycle, but they seem more hormonal. But this time I had GERD again, and this time it was accompanied with really bad, I think it's heartburn. It didn't really burn, but my chest hurt like I was being stabbed. And I used the HCl and Pepsin pills in order to fix that issue, and it helped. But I have not had that issue in so long that I was so scared. I was afraid, and I just broke down that day and I cried, which I typically don't cry a lot. So there I am crying, and I'm praying and I'm asking God, like, don't you see me? Don't you care about my affliction? Like, I know you care about my soul, but do you care about my flesh and the struggles that I go through? And I was really asking these questions because I really wanted answers, because I was struggling. And of course, God is gracious. And when you seek him for wisdom, he gives it. And he gave me wisdom, and I wanted to share that with y'all in case you're going through the same thing and you're a believer and you wonder, where is God in this? Does he care? Absolutely, he cares. He cares about our sanctification and us being changed into the image of Christ. But for what purpose, right? Well, our soul is already secured and it's on our way to heaven. And we're being sanctified and changed because it's our testimony. It's the change in us that makes us the light and draws other people to Christ. And so we have the benefit of drawing people by allowing God to do what he does in us, and then by displaying the works that he does in us as well. And it also emboldens us. It makes us more like Christ. So essentially, we are being changed for the benefit of other people. But in that, like, it's love, because God loves us, God loves other people, and he wants to draw people to his kingdom. And so he uses us. And it is that, are we going to allow God to use us in order to be a light to the world? Or are we going to falter and fall back and just, be afraid? And I'm not going to lie, some days I am afraid of, what may come. But then we're told not to be afraid, because what control do we have? We cannot add a day to our life, an inch to our height. We cannot change anything. God is sovereign. God is in control. And we just have to trust that. And I am trusting God in this. And it gets even scarier, I think, for myself when I look at my son and I see him suffering, because I love him so much. I don't want him to suffer and to go through things. But even in his suffering, I have seen him grow in loving the Lord and trusting him, and not being as scared of, his sickness and what he goes through. But like I said, he is in a lot better place. Recently, he's been having what he calls bone pain, but I think it's really joint aches. And that's one of the reasons we're going carnivore. We treated the H. pylori, and so we are continuing treatments in order to heal his sibo. I think my sibo is almost completely gone. I have been regular. The only thing I had was the GERD flare-up and everything, which is why I know I'm not completely well, and it will do me good to go back on carnivore for a little bit and take some of the supplements in order to maybe completely heal my body. And I definitely want my son to be healed. And so I want to go on this journey with him. But I'm going to continue on homesteading and trying to pursue a business in this area. So I will pursue a business so long, Lord willing, my health keeps up and I can do pasture management, grazing. And that's where I'm going to be setting up electric fences and rotating the animals every 1 to 3 days on the pasture, and that will fertilize the ground as well as help them not to get parasites overload. I also have some cattle that I have right now, and I'm contemplating on switching over to a specific breed and raising some steers for meat. We already raise our own meat, but this will be specifically geared towards supplying meat for customers that's grass-fed and hopefully never has any antibiotics and is raised just on grass, naturally, completely grass-fed, no grain, no supplements in that way. And I also want to raise chicken and tractor them on the property. I'm really excited about that because we've never raised our own meat chickens, and I would like to do that this year. So like I said, I have a lot of plans on things I want to do. Oh, and then there's another business startup that I would like to do. Actually, there's a couple, and I'm not sure which one will take off first, but I really enjoy sewing and I make my own patterns. And so I would like to either sell my own patterns or sell clothes and things that we make out of organic muslin fabric as well as cotton fabrics and wool, just, completely natural things. And then the other one is possibly build some of the furniture that I really think is gorgeous. So we'll see where all this goes. If you're interested in any of these things, let me know, and I will share some of the stuff that I have made, redone, and let you see kind of the direction that I am going in. But like I say, I do hope to be healthy, stay healthy, and to be able to pursue some business endeavors. All right, guys, I will see y'all in my next video.